Part 2. Desire the sincere milk of the word. Now that you are born again, it means that you have an infinity dimension spirit given to you by an infinity dimension God, who is the Alpha and the Omega, the one who created the hyperdimensions of the celestial heavens and the 4 dimensions of the terrestrial earth. You just happen to be trapped for now inside a 3-dimensional body of flesh in a 4-dimensional world. So what next? Now, if you please, you will permit again, this African pastor wants to help you with a little teaching. John chapter 5 verse 26 says, "For as the Father has life," that's the eternal, infinity dimensional level of life, "as the Father has life in himself, so he has given to the Son to have life." That's the eternal and infinity dimension level of life. So he has given to the Son to have life in himself. The Bible goes on in John chapter 10 verse 10 to say that the thief comes not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But Jesus said, "I have come that you may have life." You might have life. Now that life is the eternal, infinity dimensional level of life. He has come that we may have life and that we might have it more abundantly. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 23 says, "We are born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of God, which lives and abides forever." That's another description of that eternal or infinity dimensional level of life. So now that you're born again, the Bible says you must desire the sincere milk of the word, so that your spirit man, or the infinity dimension man in you, will not have a stunted growth. If you feed your new spirit on poisoned milk, junk spiritual food, or religious garbage, the realm of the spirit, the realm of hyperdimensions, will forever remain a mystery to you. Many churches offer their own concoctions to grow church members, but the kingdom loses citizens while they gain numbers. You see, the sincere milk of the word is made up of the incorruptible word of God that is loaded with eternal, infinity dimensioned nutrients. Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12 to 14 will help us. "For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you again the basic principles of the oracles of God. You need milk, not solid food. For everyone who lives on milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, since he is a child. But solid food is for the mature, for those who have their powers of discernment trained by constant practice to distinguish good from evil." Hear this. The kingdom approved milk, sincere milk, is packaged into the basic principles of the oracles of God. What is the sincere milk of the word? Now, this is elementary stuff that a baby will not choke on, but it's a spiritual food that the carnal mind cannot accept. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 from verse 12 to 14 says, "Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, so that we might understand the things freely given us by God. And we impart this in words, not taught by human wisdom, but taught by the Spirit, interpreting spiritual truths to those who are spiritual. The natural person does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, and is not able to understand them, because they have to be discerned spiritually." You see, at this time, you must not feed on the synthetic milk of motivational talks or quotes of humanistic philosophers. What you need is the sincere milk of the word once you get born again. So, to get the sincere milk of the word, you must know what the basic principles of the oracles of God are. Good. Right from the start, it must be settled that the word is the source of everything and the solution to all problems. The word is more powerful than darkness, more powerful than Satan, more powerful than demons, witchcraft, or any forms of evil. You see, in the natural, most babies need the fat in whole milk, breast milk, to support normal growth and brain development during the early toddler period. There is nothing that can compare to breast milk because it's high in calcium, which is important for growing bones and teeth. Calcium is more easily taken into the body of the baby from milk than the baby can get from vegetable foods. So what are we saying when it comes to the sincere milk of the word? Number one, take this. God is the word, and the word is God. Number two, Jesus Christ is the word, and the word is Jesus Christ. Number three, you are born of the word, and you are a product of the word. All this milk you can get from the book of John chapters 1 from verse 1 to 5. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and darkness can never comprehend light. See, when the milk diet of a newborn babe is compromised, the spiritual growth of that infant will be hampered, and it could lead to a retarded spiritual life of frustration or spiritual dwarfism. The realm of the spirit in its celestial or eternal dimensions will never be real to that believer, and this brings great complications. This is why many sincere but misled believers have to make do with philosophies, religion, or academic faith instead of genuine spiritual growth.